Case numbers, case 22-CR-657 and case 22-CR-659. We're here for purposes of sentencing, and the defendant is in court represented by counsel Mary Springer. We were last here on October 13th, and in case number 22-CR-657, the defendant pled guilty to count 2, failure to comply, a felony of the 3rd degree. And in case 659, the defendant pled guilty to count 1, having weapons while under disability, a felony of the 3rd degree with an attached forfeiture specification. In count 3, possession of cocaine, a felony of the 5th degree with the attached forfeiture specification. The court referred the defendant for a pre-sentence report, drug and alcohol evaluation, and a victim impact statement on the 657 case. The court revoked the defendant's bond and scheduled sentencing for today. All reports have been completed, and I believe we're prepared to proceed with sentencing.
Thank you, Ms. Springer.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense is prepared to proceed with sentencing today, and Mr. Johnson would ask the court to impose a term of community control sanctions. Mr. Johnson is 22 years old. He has a lot still to learn in his life, and as he's been sitting here in the Lake County Jail for the last 152 days, has had quite a bit of time to reflect on his actions and the things that have led him to this place where he is now an adult convicted of adult felonies. And these are the first felonies that Mr. Johnson has, the first crimes Mr. Johnson has been committed as an adult convicted of. His juvenile record...
Well, that's true. But, hang on.
He has a warrant.
He's got a warrant for a felonious
Yes, Your Honor.
out of Cleveland Uni.
Yes, Your Honor.
He's got a warrant out of Cleveland Heights for a hit skip.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you are correct, first conviction.
First conviction.
As an adult.
Yes. And I was going to say, Mr. Johnson does have a history, quite a history in juvenile court. He did go to DYS until he was 18, and it's a matter of whether or not Mr. Johnson is going to turn his life around and start making the right choices, or if he's going to continue to make the wrong choices like he did in this instance. And so I think the problem is that if Mr. Johnson goes to prison, I don't know that there's anything that he's going to learn while he's there. I don't know that there's anything that can help benefit him from making these choices in the future. I know that certainly would be a penalty, and it would keep him from being out on the streets and doing anything, but Mr. Johnson is willing to participate in programming like NeoCap, which again would be difficult with a warrant. I understand that as well. Thinking for a change, anything that the court thinks would be appropriate for a 22-year-old man making the wrong decisions. Mr. Johnson recognizes that if the court finds that he's not amenable to community control, that he does have to face those consequences, and he is prepared to do that. And if that means a term of incarceration, he knows that is what he's facing today. He wants the court to know that he does own up to what happened, that it was very poor decision making, but that he feels that everything happens for a reason, and that sitting here in the Lake County Jail has given him that time to think, and he wants to turn his life around to make himself proud, and his grandma as well. His grandma has raised him. And so that's what Mr. Johnson wanted the court to know today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. What do you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
I just wanted to say it really ain't no excuse for what I did. I own up to everything I have done. Whatever you sentence me to, whatever you feel, I really take the fall for everything I have done. And I feel like I want to turn my life around. Like, I really do want to turn my life around. I've been through a lot. My grandmother raised me. I didn't have no father, no father figure. Had to go learn on my own. Not making no excuse for anything. I just want to make my grandmother proud before she leave here. That's really about it.
Why do you never show up when you're supposed to? You never show up. You've been not showing up for the past 8 years. Why?
Which can you what you
Sure.
know that?
You picked up aggravated robbery. And some other things, April of 16, and a warrant went out for you because you never showed up. That's the one you eventually went to DYS for.
What year?
2016.
April.
That's right.
I think that's another case.
I know it is.
Yeah,
I'm saying you didn't show up.
I tried to turn myself in. They didn't want me to turn myself in. I had a mentor at that time, and he told me to turn myself in. It was me, my grandmother, and my mentor. Went to Euclid Police Station to try to turn myself in. They told me I couldn't turn myself in because the detective wasn't there. But really, what they wanted to do was to come to the house and find evidence.
Yeah.
So a couple
I'm
days after,
having a hard time that the Euclid police are going to turn away somebody wanted for an aggravated robbery because the detective wasn't there.
that's what they told us. And 2 days later, they came to the house and they apprehended me.
Okay, and you pick up this felonious assault charge in February of 21, and the case is pending because there's been a warrant out since February of 21. This case, failure to comply, you had some contact with the police at Shoregate Towers, you gave them a fake name, and when they had the driver out of the car, they had the other person out of the car, you took off down Lakeshore Boulevard, and they had to stop the chase because you were going too fast, there were too many cars, and the weather conditions weren't good. And that was in April of 22. And the reason you got caught is because there was more contact with Wycliffe in June of 22, and you got out of the car at the shopping center, tried to run, but they caught you. And you get this hit skip in Cleveland Heights in March of 21, and you just never showed up.
I didn't know about the hit and skip or the felonious assault until I got in here. Actually, till I got to Wycliffe Jail, and they told me that I had a warrant out of Cuyahoga.
Okay. So why did you, going back to the April of 22, who were you with that day?
A friend with Tevin Davis.
Okay, how do you know Tevin Davis?
I met him at this gas station off Euclid. We became friends, and I was kicking it with him that day. So you asked me what happened, right?
What were you doing there?
We were delivering food. We were doing DoorDash. He was doing DoorDash, and I was with him.
Why?
Just wanted to get out the house.
How come he said he didn't know who you were?
I don't know why he said that, sir.
How come you gave a fake name?
Because I was scared.
Scared of what?
I feel like they didn't really, because after he verified his license and his insurance, they came to my side and they were just on me,
You had a big old blunt right in the center of the car, right? And it smelled like marijuana. So they were asking you who you were, and you were Diego something or other. Then you were Diego Johnson. Then boom, you took off.
Yes, sir.
So why?
I was scared.
Scared of
I
what?
didn't have a blunt, sir. That wasn't mine. That blunt wasn't mine.
But that's what they saw in the car.
And when they approached the car, they never said anything about marijuana or anything like that.
Listen to me. Why did you give a fake name and then take off when you were trying to figure out who you were?
I was scared and I was nervous.
Scared of what?
Of the police.
Why?
I don't know. I just got nervous.
Okay. Well, because you had a warrant out for you, right?
No, I didn't know I had one at the time.
Okay. you got this aversion to telling the truth, is what you've got. Now, you told the probate, first of all, you wouldn't write down what happened. And then you wouldn't talk to the probation officer about what happened. Why not?
I just wasn't comfortable at the time, and I just wanted to
Wasn't comfortable with what?
to tell her what happened.
Why not?
I really don't know, sir.
Well, see, I don't order a pre-sentence report or a drug and alcohol evaluation because I have nothing better to do, or we need to give people jobs to write up reports, okay? I do it so I get information that I need when it comes to sitting here today to sentence you. You run, your history is you run, and now when you get caught, you won't cooperate with what this case is about. So I'm just supposed to, what am I supposed to do, make stuff up, imagine stuff?
No, sir.
Listen to what you tell me now and take it as 100% true? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm
Okay,
getting the picture.
that's good you understand what I'm saying, but that doesn't help the situation now. So what you did tell the probation officer is you don't have a drug problem, you don't need drug treatment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or did you? Or did you say you needed treatment? Which one was it?
Both.
Both. You need treatment and you don't need treatment? What do you need treatment for?
I don't need treatment.
Okay, that's what you told the psychologist, but what you told Ms. Crook is that you needed treatment. So which is it?
I told her that at first, and then I told her the truth because people told me to ask for treatment because I'd be better off, like, sentencing wise. But then I told the truth, like, I
Who
don't.
told you that?
Like people in the jail.
They're in the jail.
Yes, sir.
You don't know what the hell they're talking about, or they wouldn't be in the jail.
I understand.
So what am I supposed to do? Put you on probation? Don't give you any treatment and do what? Let you run around? Like you've been running around for 8
I
years?
feel like I do need a psychiatrist. Like I need to talk to somebody. I need to vent. I need to get stuff off my chest.
Like what?
I've been molested at a young age. I told my family about it. They didn't believe me. Just been through a lot. Been homeless. Slept in hallways. Slept in cars. You know, stuff like that. Like I've been through a lot of stuff, sir. So I do need somebody to vent to and talk to.
Okay, and you've also been involved in the system here since you were 13, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what have you done about it? What have you done once they sentenced you to DYS when you got out? What have you done about it?
I got a job. I did finish, high school. Got my GED. I just fell victim back into the streets. I tried to change. I applied myself, but I fell back victim.
So how does that ever change?
I need to find love within myself.
Huh?
I need to find
what?
love within myself instead of trying to search for it.
How?
I really can't explain. That's why I do need somebody to talk to so I can get on that right path. Like a mentor.
How long have you been thinking that up while you've been sitting over there in the jail?
Say that one more time.
I said, how long have you been thinking up this little charade? How long have you been thinking that up while you've been sitting over at the jail? I mean, you're just telling me stuff. You're you're just talking. You're parroting what people tell you to say when you come to court. That's what you're doing.
I've been feeling this type of way, sir. Like, it's not just from jail. I just, like, the treatment stuff, yeah, I was listening to people about that, but everything I'm telling you right now, this is real. This is me. Like, I'm not trying to be extra or nothing, anything like that.
Well, sure you are, but why would I believe that when I'm looking at the reports and you're not honest in the reports? And part of it is you're saying what you think you have to say to get what you want to get. So you do that, but I'm supposed to believe now what you're telling me? You put me in a position where I can't believe what you're telling me.
I can see that also.
Anything else you want to tell me?
I'm being real with you, and that's about it.
All right, Saleshi?
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant's not amenable to any community control sanctions. As this court's aware, he has a lengthy juvenile criminal history. 2014, burglary, felony, the third degree. 2015, domestic violence, criminal damaging. 2016, ag robbery, kidnapping, robbery. He then got sent to DYS, and when he gets out, he doesn't change. 2016, having weapons while under disability. 2016, trafficking in drugs. And then the defendant fails to appear during the pendency of some of those cases. Looking at his criminal history, it just appears that he likes to disregard court orders, commit violent offenses, and run from the police. These offenses here speak for themselves. In 657, the defendant lies to the police, he steals a vehicle, he flees, putting in jeopardy numerous people in the community, traveling at high rate of speeds, running red lights, traveling in the center lane to the point where the police had to terminate their pursuit. They didn't apprehend him that day. And then in the 659 case, when the police attempt to stop the vehicle he was traveling in on that day, he runs from the police again, and he has a gun and drugs on him. Prison is appropriate in this case. Community control sanctions or any previous sanctions previously imposed by any court has not worked in the past, because here we are again. And he still has these outstanding warrants from other counties for more violent offenses. As of today, the defendant has 152 days of jail time credit. Thank you.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. And the psychological evaluation. I don't have a victim impact statement. And I've considered what Mr. Johnson has had to say, what counsel has had to say. I've considered the entirety of 29-29-11, 29-29-12, and 29-29-13. You've got a long record for such a short time span, and none of it's good. It's all serious. And what's more, you never show up. So what you like to do is you like to do what you want to do out there, and then you like to run and run until they catch you. Well, they caught you. So here we are. You don't give anything of any significance in the pre-sentence report except what it is you think you want me to know. You tell Rinsberg something different than you tell the probation officer. So you're not credible. When you come here and talk, you're not credible. So I'm going to find you're not amenable to community control. On 657, on count 1, I'm going to sentence you to 12 months in prison. On count 2, 36 months in prison with credit for 152 days. Those two counts are concurrent to one another. There's a 3-year driver's license suspension on that case also. On 659, on count 1, sentence you to 18 months in prison. On count 3, 12 months in prison, credit 152 days. Those two counts are concurrent to one another, and those two cases are consecutive to each other. because based on all the information I have here, consecutive sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime by you and to properly punish you, and they are not disproportionate to the seriousness of your conduct and the danger you pose to the public. And your history of criminal conduct demonstrates that consecutive necessary sentences are necessary to protect the public from future crime. The second offense here was committed after you had committed the first offense, and it was further committed after you were out there with warrants from other cases. The items subject to forfeiture are forfeited to the state. When you get out, you will be on post-release control for between 18 months and 3 years under the parole authority. They will place conditions on you. If you violate the conditions, they could return you to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If that violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which would be the greater of 12 months or the time you have left under your post-release control. The remaining counts are dismissed. Anything else, Ms. Alessi?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Springer?